Nick Gallo, Sports. Mark, did you feel like this was kind of an identity win for you all tonight as a team?
Yeah, it was a great win. Just chemistry. When everybody touches the floor and everybody contributes, it puts wind in everybody's sails. Guys like Jalen Williams and Lindy and Eugene that have been with the Blue. Tre Mann struggled lately. All those guys had their fingerprints on the game tonight. And it's great. It just puts, like I said, breathes oxygen into everybody when you win a game like that, and you get contributions up and down.
Defensively, we've talked a bit about the starts that you all want to have, and tonight was perhaps one of your best starts, and that's a top 10 offense over there.
Yeah, we did a really good job. The guys executed the game plan. We junked it up a little bit early, which I thought was effective, but it takes an alert team to do that, and I thought the guys did a really, really good job of executing that. They knew that was the plan going in, and so, like I said, they deserve a lot of credit there.
And then it wasn't just one guy orchestrating the 29 assists, but Lou, just given all of the different experiences that he's had over the course of his time here, how nice is it to have such a kind of trustworthy hand on things to help you kind of navigate down the stretch?
Yeah, I thought he played a really good floor game for much of the night. We've talked a lot about him over the years. About he's an aggressive player. He's all gas, no brakes at times, and I thought tonight he had a really good blend and balance, especially after his first rotation. He did a really good job. So. But it was everybody. I mean, we just played team basketball tonight. It was a big-time effort.
Mark, is there something about these games when you might be missing some of your key pieces that the other guys kind of not want to prove themselves, but step up even more than usual?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's no secret with that. There's a hierarchy on teams, and that is usage, it's minutes, it's starting role, and stuff like that. And everybody wants to be. They're competitors. They want to play 48 minutes. They want to start. They all want to have the ball. They all want to make plays, and it takes sacrifice to temper that. But in a game like tonight where, we've got a couple starters out, a couple more guys out, it opens up the opportunity to do both, to be ambitious and to be confident and aggressive, but also to still be inside the team. And I think that's the dynamic that happens in games like this.
They were certainly dealt an emotional curveball there after Ja was ejected. How do you think your group sort of just kept playing and really didn't let kind of everything that happened there affect you guys?
Yeah, I thought both teams did a good job of that. I thought, we didn't flinch, and I thought they played better after that. They played spirited basketball, and I give them credit. They didn't go away tonight. But our guys did a great job of hanging in there and playing through the 48, and I thought we showed great composure and poise even down the stretch there, handling pressure, handling them, cutting into the lead a little bit.
Mark, the other day you talked a lot about, I guess, the balance of aggressiveness with guys like Lou Dort and Tre Mann. How did you feel about both those guys tonight with that?
Like I said, with Lou for sure, and Tre had a really good game tonight. He's going to be going to the Blue here, which was pre-planned earlier in the week. We've played a number of games since we developed that plan with him, but just to give him some minutes and some confidence. But tonight gives him good momentum going into that experience because he's obviously struggled, and I give him a lot of credit. He's stayed relatively plugged in and connected competitively even during his struggles, and that's important. It's not always going to be rosy, and everybody goes through ups and downs. Teams go through ups and downs, and you've got to be persistent. And he's done that. It paid off for him tonight, and now he's got to go and get lost in the developmental experience of going and playing with the Blue, and he'll be better for it.
And then backpacking off that, you played 10 guys tonight, 7 of which, by my count, played for the Blue. What is it about, I guess, with you being a former coach of the Blue, I guess creating a farm system or things like that, you have a different perspective, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's organizational more than, individual to me. I think, we just take development of the players really seriously, and there's constraints with NBA minutes. You can't play everybody. There's only 48 in a game. You only have 82 games. So you've got to use every resource you have to develop the guys and put them in game situations and pressure situations and situations to learn and experience things. And one way to do that is with us in a limited role. One way to do that is with us in high-intensity workouts the next day. And the other way to do it is with Blue minutes. And I think, from guys like Polk and Tre Mann in the past, Wiggins in the past, to guys like Jang this year and Amarui, Lindy, Jalen. That's we're trying to like steal developmental experiences for them, and the Blues the best way to do it.
In the last 2 games against the Grizzlies, it seems like you guys have been better from 3 than you have been from 2. Is that just how they've been defending you guys?
They're a paint protection team, and the combination of Adams and Jackson, some nights you play against a pretty good defensive big, but you can move that guy out and put another. I mean, Jackson is as good as Adams, and so that's why they're a good team. They've got really, really stout defense. They've got good on-ball defenders. They're tough to crack. They protect the paint. They make you beat them with jump shots, and fortunately we shot it really well tonight.
Almost 70 free throw attempts between the two teams tonight. Anything about the style of play or the flow that you think led to that?
Yeah, I think that probably cut into some of the paint stuff. The paint stuff is a little bit deceiving because so much of there was a big free throw tonight, and that some of the paint attacks turned into free throws. I don't know. I thought they called it fairly and consistently, though. I thought they called it a little tight, but as long as it's consistent, I have no complaints.
Obviously, you got the win, so I would assume you're pleased. But the style of play, are you pleased with not getting as many paint touches or paint points as 3 points scored?
Yeah, I mean, I thought just one thing we had to tap back into tonight that I challenged the team on, they obviously did a great job responding, is like I said after the Minnesota game, we have to be a competitive team and we have to be a together team, and that was the message coming into today, and they executed that great. And when you do that, the style of play is kind of downstream from that, but it's a mentality of readiness and competitiveness for 48 and doing it as a group, not just, doing it yourself. And I thought tonight showed the power of that, to be honest with you.
And then you guys over the last 2 years, seem to have high assist games when you don't play a traditional point guard. Is that just guys knowing they have to move the ball more because there's not a traditional guy out there?
Yeah, it's a good observation. Yeah, it's like you got to just generate advantages in different ways. Like when you got Shea, when you got Giddey, you could put those guys in spacing and they can get the advantage pretty quickly, and then you can move it out of that. It's harder to do that by just pushing buttons, and so we came into the game with a very clear plan offensively of, we have to generate the advantages through movement and cutting, and I thought, Poku, Jalen Williams, those guys did a great job quarterbacking for us. We were kind of using non-traditional creators, so to speak, and the guys delivered, but again, I thought the biggest bright spot tonight was our mindset. We competed for 48 and we were together throughout the night.
Anyone else?
All right, guys, thank you.
Nick Gallo, Valley Sports. Just your thoughts on a couple guys getting starts tonight for the first time this season, Isaiah and Eugene, and the way you all were kind of able to seamlessly flow.
I mean, they was just ready to go, and Kerry Rich told us the speech before the game, whenever they call your number, just be ready to play. And we got so many guys that stepped up tonight, and, it was a great win.
You hit a couple step-back jumpers, and then you and Shea were on the sideline laughing about it. Was it him telling you, or was it you trying to channel your inner Shea?
It was Shea. Shea was just, talking a little. Oh, my bad. Talking a little crap. And it was just a cool moment. That's some of the moves that Shea. Shea gets a lot to his midi, and I'm watching it every game, so I might as well just try it too. And it went in twice, so it was a good moment on the bench.
And then he seems to be your biggest fan on the sideline. Anytime you're doing something good, he steps up and is clapping and cheering you on. Can you just talk about the special relationship you guys have?
Yeah, that's my brother. I mean, we've been to a lot. We've been here for 4 years now, and I spent so much time with him in the bubble and all that. And we got each other's back every time. And he was down, and it was a night for me to step out, and it was a great win.
Before you got ejected, John Morant was 3 for 10 from the floor. You spent a lot of time guarding him. What's your mindset going into a matchup like that?
I'm just taking a challenge. Just got to make it tough. He's a good player going downhill. I was trying to mix my over-unders, but I was just doing my job. Trying to stay in front of him.
You had a lot of great possessions tonight, just driving and dishing. That was like something that you didn't do as well before. What's been the process with that? Is that watching more tape? Is it practicing? What's been the biggest adjustment with that?
Yeah, I was just watching film. Just looking at myself play and some of the stuff that I can do better. And, I feel like I bring a lot of attention when I drive to the rim. And, I just got to look for my teammates, when I drive. So tonight, my teammates did a great job cutting to the rim. And, I was able to find them.
Then how'd your wrist feel tonight? Obviously, it's a weird thing because it's on your shooting hand.
Yeah, well, it's not pinky. It's not my wrist. My wrist is fine, but it's not broken. So I'm good.
Anybody else?
Nick Gallo, Valley Sports. Isaiah, they were kind of putting some game pressure on you all. About 3.5 minutes left. You hit the big three, then the cut to the rim. Can you just kind of tell me about that sequence and maybe how big that felt in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, those plays are big, but it's just all about being in the moment and doing what we do best. I mean, we try to stay true to ourselves throughout the whole game. We're not going to switch up just because the team is pressuring us. We're still going to cut when we need to, and we're still going to find an open guy and just play together, and that's what we did.
Can you kind of just speak to that coming into this game? It seems sort of like a team identity win tonight.
Yeah, no, it was definitely an identity win. We moved the ball very well. We played hard on defense. We were being very vocal tonight. I think it was one of our most vocal games on the defensive end, which was really, really good. We rebounded, and we just played together. We went out there with a go-get-it mentality, and we knew we were going to have to against this good team to pull out the dub.
Can you tell me about your little rhythm dribbles on those flybys? I mean, a lot of yours are catch and shoots from behind the arc, but a few times your eyes are still on the rim when you're making that little rhythm dribble.
Yes, I mean, if teams are going to try to run me off the line, I got to find ways to create, still create shots, and that's what they try to do. A lot of times they try to jump past me, and I just give them a nice little pump fake, sidestep, and knock it down. It's just part of my game that I've been working on.
Isaiah, when you guys are down a couple of key guys like Shea and Josh and some others, and best team in the West comes to town, what's sort of the mindset with the rest of the team, knowing that other guys are going to have to step up?
Yeah, I think we have a really good squad, and we do a really good job of having that next man up mentality. We knew we were going to be down a couple of guys tonight, so we just had to come together as a team, and we knew we were going to have to fight the whole game. 48-minute game, we had to put it all out there on the line. So I really did a good job of that tonight, and everybody that touched the floor, benefited in a way.
Yeah, I think when people saw the injury report and Memphis coming in had won 7 in a row, you guys had lost 5 in a row, and you don't have your, key ball handlers and stuff, they said, oh, well, this will be over early. It was kind of over early the other direction. Your first start tonight in the Thunder uniform, you've been coming off the bench, your minutes haven't been consistent all the way through. How do you, when you found out you were going to start tonight, how did you prepare mentally for what you were going to have to do on the court?
Yeah, just like any other game. I prepared the same way. I had my same routine. The same thoughts went through my head before the game. I'm getting in the game at a different time now. Now I'm starting, just trying to do what the team needs at the time.
And you're, tomorrow or the next game it might be a different ask of you when you
Exactly. So you gotta be ready with the team like this. You just gotta be ready whenever. You never know when your number's gonna get called. Fortunately tonight my number was called early. I mean I started. So that just not just me, but I feel like a lot of our teammates, a lot of our players can do the exact same thing.
You mentioned that the guys came together and talked about you all need to step up. Is that something that Mark tells you about, where he goes, hey, Isaiah, obviously these guys are out, we're going to need more from you tonight, or is it just a locker room team type of thing?
No, it's definitely a locker room team type of thing. I think at this level, if your coach still has to tell you, hey, you got to be ready, it's kind of like you probably shouldn't be here in the first place. But, no, we definitely do a good job. We have a group of guys that's very hungry, and everybody's ready,
And then just random thing, you tried to take a charge on Steven Adams. What was that like?
Hurt. It's a big dude. But no, I'll take 100 more charges on Steven Adams if I could. Unfortunately, they called the block, but that's what I do, and that's what my team needs when I'm out there.
You guys have a lot of high assist games when you're missing your key traditional point guards and Coach said that everybody knows that they got to step up, which is it's easy to say, but how hard is that to do when you're actually out there, especially when the best team in the West is coming in?
I mean, the style of play that we have is actually not that hard because we already do a good job of moving without the ball. So it's easy to find the open guys, and it's easy to continue to move it, especially when it's working. When we see that it's working, you're like, why not? Just stick with it. So that's exactly what we did, and that's what we need to do each and every night.
Anything else? Thanks, Isaiah.
Thank you.
With Gallo Valley Sports, Tre, just seemed kind of like a team identity win tonight. What did it feel like out there for the 48?
It felt real good. You can tell we were all out there confident, was playing together, was competing together. That was the most important thing, that all of us were out there competing to win.
You hold the top 10 offense, best team in the West, to 43 points in the first half, 27% shooting. What was working defensively in particular?
Just being in the right spots, knowing, what their main players like to do and trying to limit it a little bit, being heavy in the shell, heavy in the gaps, and then just flying back out to our man to get contests.
And then you had a three on the right wing. It was kind of like a get action. Is that kind of a nice balance for you of being on the move, but also a little bit like a catch and shoot look too?
Yeah, I felt in rhythm on that shot. I knew what I was going to do, the whole time. And it just went in for me.
Tre, Mark said it was planned before tonight that you're going to head to the Blue pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Just curious what you think of that plan and how it might, help you reset or gain some confidence.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to go, with the Blue, compete, get better, just grow. That's my mindset. Go down there, do what, my assignment is, which is focus on catching, shooting, and just kind of getting my rhythm back. So I'm going to go down there with that mindset and just come back a little bit better.
Is it sort of like hard to accept that in a way, or is it something you're kind of, you understand it and kind of have to embrace it?
Yeah, my mindset is, do whatever I got to do to be the best player I can be. And that's what we feel like is best for me, like me and the coaches. Like, so I understand it. I'm going to go down there and just get better.
Thanks.
What else we got? Anybody else?
Appreciate y'all.